views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Before we get started today, we would like to take a moment of silence for all those lost in the line of duty, especially this Memorial Day weekend. We would also like to remember all the soldiers who have given their lives for the freedoms that we enjoy and the Gold Star families left behind.
Welcome everybody to Big Stogie Review. Another Saturday here in the lovely Phillipsburg, New Jersey, in the Tactical Financial Studios. To my left, as always, is Papa Dom.
Hello, hello.
And we're going to get started here with a little dedication to the show today. We're going to honor this week's show, being that it is the end of EMS week, to firefighter Graham Hoffman, 29 years old, from the Kansas City Fire Department. He was unfortunately stabbed in the back of the ambulance en route to the hospital by a patient. So, just for our brothers and sisters out there in the EMS and fire service, we do remember you. Tragic event. It is a dangerous job, even though a lot of people don't think riding the ambulance is, but there's a lot of instances of this across the nation, and, they have nothing to protect themselves. So to you, Graham, may you rest in peace. So we're here.
Are we though?
We are here. We are here. So today, got a special guest coming in all the way from South Jersey, I think, today.
Coming in hot from the Jersey Shore.
Coming in hot.
The only one leaving the Jersey Shore area.
It sure felt that way.
Reverse counterflow traffic.
Is it down the shore? I got a buddy that actually hates that saying, down the shore.
I think it's down the
It's
shore.
down the shore.
Down the shore.
Right?
Down
Of
the shore.
course.
And
He probably also says pork rolls.
He's a Taylor ham guy.
I'm Team Taylor Ham.
There's no such thing.
Come on.
There's absolutely no such thing. Pork roll is the product. Taylor is the brand name. It's literally on the
It
wrapper.
was Taylor Ham until the government stepped in and made him change the name because there's no ham in it.
I do.
Fair point.
I do have a friend that is from the shore who says anytime he crosses the Driscoll, he has entered Canada. But that's a whole nother thing. But today, from the State Troopers Fraternal Association, we have Wayne Blanchard in the house. We'll be talking about his cigar dinner coming up. Wayne, thanks for coming.
Listen, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. And, starting to show off right with a fitting tribute. I was at a building trades event the other night, and they had a veteran there. And what an eloquent speech and reflection he gave on his service and his colleagues that were lost. So really, we're smoking cigars, and we're all probably going to some barbecues or, family events this weekend. But you always have to keep those that served in mind, and most importantly on this weekend, the ultimate sacrifice that they made, or we wouldn't be here enjoying our freedoms today. But again, thanks for having me. It was a nice ride up from the shore. I rode up through the back roads of Hunterdon County, relived my youth as a young New Jersey State Trooper when I was stationed at Kingwood. So nice scenic drive, and great to be here. I appreciate you guys having me.
No,
Appreciate you coming out.
absolutely. Thank you for coming out. We appreciate it. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the STFA Foundation, what you guys represent, where the money goes, and all that.
Thank you. So, the foundation was developed several years ago. I was a board member at the time, and one of the driving forces behind it. Look, we just had a need. All people that represent police officers, first responders, firefighters do. Our members day in and day out are putting their lives on the line, and as we say, when the bagpipes stop playing and the tears dry after the funeral and everybody goes home, we have to support those families. So we developed the foundation. Many organizations have foundations and they do God's work for certainly our fallen brothers and sisters and their families, but day in and day out, again, we have our members that put their lives on the line, so they deserve an extra special pat on the back or support via the foundation. So, certainly we take care of, our active member families. If a child's in CHOP or something, there's an emergency medical need, spouse, with, child, again, we take care of them. And more importantly, as our profession has come under attack in the last number of years, we are very proud of the work that we do in communities with food banks, feeding the hungry, Toys for Tots, those type of initiatives, public safety initiatives, very important. It was just with Donna Sotero last week. She got an award in Union County, and the work that Donna does, who's Mark Castellano's mother, our fallen brother that got struck on 195. And, Donna's dedicated her life to, protecting us, being a move over law advocate. And that's tremendously important, but it takes, money and backing to do that. So we do that, assist her through the foundation and some of the other, public safety initiatives that we've done. So it's a nice blend. It's God's work. Again, taking care of our members first and foremost, but certainly enhancing public safety for, our members, all first responders, and the citizens in New Jersey.
It's outstanding. Outstanding. Well, you just gave us some nice cigars here. They are the STFA Foundation cigars. What blends do you have here that we're trying out today?
So, a couple of years ago, our good friend Harry Rockefeller from Havana Cigars approached me with the idea of blending a cigar for tobacco. So, his manufacturing company, Garden State Tobacco, we got together, did the paperwork, so to speak, and he's got his factories down in the Dominican Republic. So my understanding is he imports Cuban seed and grows in the Dominican Republic. So you have a Dominican binder and filler, and then our Connecticut and Maduro and Habano blends are wrapped with an Ecuadorian wrapper. So nice taste. A box press is classy. And I also have to give a shout out to Jamie, Harry's wife. She does a tremendous job with the marketing. And when you look at, you just look at the band on that, not because it's my logo, but it's just a good looking band.
It's classy.
It helps sales. And, I don't know where we'd be as far as our cigar bazaar and going forward with this project without Harry and Jamie. So, special shout out and a thank you to them.
Harry is awesome. Completely shot out of a cannon. If anybody has not met Harry before, you prepare for the ride.
He is a Rockefeller.
Tony, hold one of those cigars up so we can see the wrapper
Absolutely.
on there.
Let's
Zoom in on that. Look at the booth just doing their job, man.
Yeah,
look at me. I mean, it's a little bit like a Blair Witch project, though. The way it shifts around, everybody's gonna get everybody's gonna get motion sickness. But don't worry about it. We're good.
We're good.
As long as the lights don't go out, right? Like the end of the movie.
Oh, please just stop.
That happened last time. Luckily, the power came right back on, and we were okay.
I like the band. I like the it's got a nice texture to it. It's got that 3-dimensional texture to it. So it's and it's got a nice glossy finish. So it looks sharp. I don't know how much it picks up on the screen, but it's very sharp. The gold really stands out, pops nice, so it looks good.
We'll get a solid picture of one on the break and then put it up on the screen as a picture.
I was just thinking the same thing.
I am smoking the Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, which I love. This is the Maduro. I mean the medium blended, fantastic cigar. Burns nice little box press on it.
Yeah, the box press is just it's the classy cigar. Smokes well, burns well.
Got a nice
holds the flavor
feel to it.
Together.
You're tasting a lot of wrapper because it's not a big ring gauge, which is nice. So you're getting a lot more wrapper on it. So it's nice.
It's
little
very
wrapper.
very well constructed. It's got a real nice light spice. It's not that punchy in the face. It's just a real nice light spice. Goes great with my espresso. Absolutely. Try a little bourbon a little bit.
Oh, your espresso. Oh,
you're just happy Campy's not here today.
You're so bougie.
Well, listen, you have 3 bougie motherfuckers sitting here right now.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I almost wore one of my suits today, but I thought that would be a little much on a Saturday morning in the summer.
We had a nice bottle of wine, and
last
time Wayne and I hung out, we sat and drank wine together and had some cigars. So it was a nice little
yes,
pinkies up type
There's
of.
nothing wrong with that.
No.
Nothing wrong.
We were classy that night.
That's what happens when you get a lot of Italians in the room.
we're always classy, allegedly.
It's
true. I've been called worse, believe me.
Yeah.
So the cigar bazaar rather. What year is it? You've done this quite a few times. I've gone to quite a few, so I want you to talk about it.
So this is now our 8th annual.
Wow.
And
Nice.
again, just looking back at the cigar, you can't do a great cigar event without a great cigar. So, we started small. And actually, I got to give credit to Michael Sika and the Police Officers Brotherhood, because I was a board member with the POB before I was an STFA board member, and then became president and started the Cigar Bazaar. Way back in 2013, we started a cigar night with the Police Officers Brotherhood, and I watched that grow. And then, once I became
Started in a backyard.
yes,
Literally started in Mike's backyard. Yeah, I've been there.
Backyard party.
yeah. So, once I became president, I says, this is, and look, it's the hot thing, right? I always say it's the hot thing right now. You see, PBAs and firefighter groups and all groups doing cigar events now. Maybe 5 years it's not. I hope not. But, but this is like the hot type of event right now. Everybody has a good time, gets together.
Listen, there's cigar events, and then there's HERFs, right? And everybody in the cigar world knows what a HERF is. And you run a HERF. I mean, like, this event is stellar. There's not many other events in the state that probably match yours. From being to quite a few of them, definitely why we want you to have on. And, as we talk on here, I mean, just the amount of cigars that you're going to get at this event is just incredible. And Harry's like a general that day. I watched him last year giving orders to everybody, including people that didn't work for him, and probably the staff of the Grand Marquis, which they are fantastic also, everybody over there. But if we could do a video of pre-Harry, pre-event, and just follow him around with a camera, it'd be worth it to play. I mean, because it is great.
Yeah.
It's great to watch.
One thing you have to understand, as we've watched this event grow to what it is today, we appreciate all the support. I mean, it's a 2-day project. I mean, we're there on Wednesday at like 10. Maybe by noon, the latest, setting up the cabanas and just, the room and the flow and signage. And, it's not a small task. But, myself and my board members take a lot of pride in it. Certainly, Harry puts his name on the line each and every year with this event. And you look at what it's evolved to, because, I look back and when we started the event in 2018, on my first year and my board's first year that we took over, we started at the brownstone, and look, they did a nice job. Mike, the owner, I can't thank him enough. And we just, it's a good problem to have when you outgrow a place. But again, it starts with putting everything together, and Mike was good to us. He put out a good product, and certainly the cigars that Harry puts out were second to none. But again, we just outgrew the place. The first year we did 185 patrons, and then we grew to I think the second year we did 225. And again, it's just a nice problem to have. And the Grand Marquis, Dimitri, and his gang down there, they're just tremendous. And they've been friends of the state police for a long time. We've done a lot of state police parties there, so we brought the idea to him. And then I had attended. There was a Greek foundation, and I had attended an event there, and it was like next level, and I was like, this is where we need to be. And
that event is crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, that's another crazy cigar like this.
So that's essentially how the event has evolved. But then look, I've been to a lot of good cigar events. I've been to some bad cigar events. So I take something from each and every event that I go to, and use that to reflect and make our event better, and then go into some outside events, across the country. That's what I said. Let's go with this concept. And that's where Harry really stepped up, and we got a lot of cooperation and support from these vendors. And that's why, I mean, look, I always say, if you're a true cigar smoker and you look at this package and that you're getting, 23 sticks and full premium open bar. And if you've seen our videos on Facebook and Instagram, the Cigar Bazaar is I believe Harry's Instagram, or you can go to Harry Rockefeller or STFA Foundation now. If you see, it just whets your appetite with just the tremendous job that they do at the Grand Marquis. We're talking tomahawk steaks and lobsters, and
now you got my attention.
Yes.
Tomahawk steaks.
Let me tell you something.
Now
So
you got my
me and Dom can both speak on this. We'll be going this year as well. We've gone to this. I've probably been to this event at least 5 or 6 times. If you're a cigar smoker, you've never been to this event, you want to go, get your tickets now, get them early, because there's going to be about 700 people at this event, at least to to the spot that they're bringing in buses so you can park. It is absolutely insane. The entire venue is nothing but cigars and food and wine and bourbon and scotch. And I mean, it is just an absolute, and I mean, you're not going there, you're not getting house blunts, right? The SDFA cigar is fantastic. I mean, it's some of the names. You got Olivia, Ashton, Empire, Tatuaje, Romeo and Juliet, My Father. These are just all the vendors that are going to be on site. So it's like a mini Big Smoke. Is the only way to describe it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're going to be able to meet the
but it's a little more intimate.
vendors. Yeah,
you
it's
get
more
time
intimate.
to talk to the vendors. I mean, it's just, to me, it's a little more personalized, right? We've all been to the big cigar events, and you're just kind of and people are just throwing cigars at you, and you're walking around and you're filling up your goodie bag, and that's the end of it. But with this, I think there's a lot more interaction. You get to talk to the vendors, you get to talk to, and standing in line with people, talking about anticipating what you're going to get when you get up there and get that cigar. So, and there's always Harry throwing. He's like Santa Claus on a fire truck, throwing cigars to everybody like it's candy.
Yeah, and we haven't even gotten into the bourbons and the tastings yet. But I would tell you that one of the things that I really enjoy after the hoopla of the event calms down, and like I always joke with people, my party starts at 11 o'clock, that night after the event's officially closed, and I can tell you my tradition now is every year I don't leave the Grand Marquis till the sun comes up, because it's just it's my time to relax. But I look back at all the events, and it's really one of the things I really enjoy is kind of what you said, Dom, is just the people networking, and you see new friendships being developed. And when you talk to somebody 6-8 months later at another, oh yeah, I met that guy at your cigar smoke, he's a great guy, or we're able to do this because we made these contacts with vendors and cigar brand companies and people of such. We're able to do this event in the fall and be really successful because of connections we made at your cigar bazaar. So that's just something that I really personally am proud of as well.
Yeah, it's a nice thing that it kind of carries through, like you said, with those connections. I mean, I know for a fact, like us, even with Patriots of Leaf, when we're there and we meet with some of the vendors, we're getting their information so that they can help us in the future, connect with other people. So,
and I'm glad you brought that stress up about running an event. That is, unless people have done it, they don't understand. When that's your baby, that's your event. Like you just said, there is no relaxation, because using Mike's line, like he says, the people that are attending think in singularity, where you have to think in totality. You have to watch everything, every detail you have to oversee to make sure that it's right. And you're right. When it's over, then you can breathe. And that doesn't surprise me. You say, yeah, I'm going to hang out until the morning. Like, now everybody go home. Now it's my time. Clear out.
Well, I'm going to say Wayne doesn't breathe, only because I think he just did a fundraiser last week. And now you're rolling right into this one. If I'm correct, you did a clam night or something.
Well, that's coming. That's coming up next Friday.
Oh, okay.
But so we're always really busy. But I'll say two things about that, and I appreciate that comment, because I mean, sometimes I think like putting these events together maybe has taken more years off my life than the 6 cigars a day I smoke and the 2 bottles of wine that Dom and I drink a night. But really, but again, to have somebody like Harry in your corner that's so well known in the industry, it has these connections. It does make it makes a big part of the event very easy. And then you shift focus to Dimitri and his staff at the Grand Marquis. They're just tremendous. Like they're a week before, they're reaching out and saying, "What's the plan? What are we doing?" And they're there with us for 48 hours straight, making sure every detail is covered. So again, I can't thank them enough. It's just really a good recipe right now for a great event.
Yeah, and obviously it goes without saying, but it's important. Your name is on it. Your branding is on it. You want it to be a success. Dimitri wants it to be a success for the Grand Marquis, because think about it. How many people go there to the Grand Marquis and then see a spot like that and they want to have their events there, whether it be a private event or a social event like that. So I think it's important you're getting that stamp on there, and everybody's making sure that every piece is in place, because it is easy for us to go as a guest and critique the little things. Oh, this wasn't great, but
there's always one in the room.
There's always one.
There's always one.
It doesn't matter how perfect it is. They're gonna find some little imperfection. It could be the most ridiculous thing, and we all know them. We all hang out with. We're friends with them, But it's important because you're putting all those special touches on it, and it gets better every year because you know what areas you can improve on and what areas work and what things you can kind of set aside, and it keeps getting bigger and more successful.
It's kind of like this morning when Tony comes in and tells me that we don't have enough cameras because the camera's switching around. It's just kind of like that. You know what I mean? When you're working really, really hard to make something nice and you got an 890 SAT score and the IQ of a frog, but somehow I'm still putting it all together. And Tony's like, my friend from Fox says you guys need new cameras. Oh, thanks, bro. I appreciate it.
I just pass along the criticism because I want to crank you up.
More cameras.
Did you get that, Mike? More cameras, Mike. I can't go any further without saying www.lineofdutycigars.com.
If you're not smoking with, I wouldn't know. I can't get Johnny's right. I need Johnny. If you're not smoking with the pig. No, that's wrong. Hold on. Let me try again. I'm really upset about this fact that we got to be giving Tommy these plugs. I'm very upset about this, but hold on. There you go. All right. See, Mike. Look, Daddy, I'm doing it right, Daddy.
That's right. I did wear the hat today, just for Tommy.
He's all about branding today.
All about branding today.
So Wayne, it's a running joke that Tommy Werther, he runs Line of Duty Cigars, www.lineofdutycigars.com. Anyway, he also hosts the other podcast, the Blue Room podcast. You were on it a couple of years back.
Yes.
I remember when that nice gentleman was.
We had an educated young man that morning. I remember that well.
That was a great show. So the new running thing is we rob Tommy of his plugs. So like
as much as we can.
Yes, absolutely as much as we can. So we go around the table, at the end, and everybody gets their plug in. And as soon as Tommy starts, I've been cutting him off. So Mike is now yelling at me. Hold on, wait, look, there you go. See, we're trying to give him his proper airtime now.
That's right. Not during his show, during everybody else's.
Yeah, exactly.
He's guaranteed 42 minutes and 13 seconds in there.
Contractually.
Contractually.
He's in the car right now screaming at us.
100%.
Maybe we should put that picture up. So let's talk about this. So guys, I'm going to put this out there. This event ticket is $250. Well worth it.
Well worth it.
You are, like I said, if you're a cigar lover, you're going away with a lot more than $250 worth when you walk out that door. Just the cigars alone are probably worth $150, I would say, or not more. I mean, Dom, what do you think? I mean, just what you're getting in cigars. Nowadays, taxes, especially in Jersey. I mean, what are we paying now? Like 187% on tobacco tax or something like that.
I will put new tariffs on all cigars.
No, again, that's exactly what I said. When you look at this lineup here, not only the name brands speak for themselves, but you're walking away with 22, 23 cigars. I mean, if you're a true cigar smoker, even if you round it to $10 a stick, I mean, they should charge you with theft when you leave, because between that and the premium open bar, right, and the food you're getting, it's a tremendous package, and
plus the mysterious swag that we will probably get.
Yes, yeah, correct.
Now, Wayne, you started to allude earlier to maybe some whiskey tastings or anything special. Anything you want to tell us that you're allowed to tease us with for this?
So we're going to have some of our usual suspects back in. Uncle Nearest, Fighting 69, that Irish whiskey. And I'm not a big Irish whiskey guy,
they
but
were there last year.
Yes.
And I picked up 2 bottles.
It was good.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
And when we talked about networking before, that group does a lot of charity work. So I've pushed. And by the way, I met them at a charity golf outing. So, we haven't had the time to iron out something for the STFA. I just want to have them there exposed to our members and charity groups. But I would recommend, get with them and use it as an initiative to do a charity down the road.
On the break, I'll get one of their bottles. I think we have a blender's version of the Fighting 69.
Yeah.
We'll put it up on the table.
Yeah,
also,
last time I was
High Pitch Eric wants to say that he loves all of you guys, and he wants to know if he's invited to the event. Yeah, and that, Wayne, in case you don't understand what he means by invited, it means, are you paying for him to come to the event? Can I have a ticket to the event, and can you Uber me out to the event as well?
He can get a free ride in the back of a police car.
No, that won't be a first.
You'll probably enjoy it.
Now, talking about the Fighting 69. So last year you had two gentlemen that were at the table doing the tasting, and just cool guys to talk
Yeah,
to.
Chris and I forget the other gentleman's name. Chris, great guy.
Sat there, I did the tasting with them, talking to them, and sold me on walking out of there with 2 bottles. And I'm an Irish whiskey guy, so I was definitely pleased with the product, and I enjoyed it.
And I appreciate it. That's my point. So I just remember vividly last year. So first off, I'm not an Irish whiskey guy, and I'm on the first hole at Pebble Creek for the IBEW golf outing, and they have their 10th up. And I kind of tried to sidestep it to get to the tee box to hit another tremendous drive that I hit, and just kidding on that, maybe about 100-yarder, but I tried it, and again, I mean, smooth.
Yeah.
Neat, no rocks. So I was like, I got to get your card. And they came down. And my point in saying is, like, connect with them early, because we just didn't have enough time their outing's always less than a month. It was actually this past week. So I didn't have enough time to get an agreement together. And more importantly, they do a nice medallion on the bottle with your organization's logo. But I just wanted to have them because it was a great guy and they had a great product. And I just wanted to see other charities potentially dip their toe in the water with that. So again, it goes back to the relationships and getting good vendors and good product out there. So, we'll also have Valenzano Winery back again. They have a really good sangria that they make, so they'll be back. And then I'm looking at a couple different craft breweries and IPAs coming in. Looking at a Beach House Brewery in Belmar, my new hometown down there on the Jersey Shore. And a couple of the other local breweries trying to get some.
I'm very familiar with
Jersey.
I am familiar with the Jersey
Trying to get
Shore.
some Jersey brands.
Try to go shake down
involved as
Kane
well.
Brewery.
So yes.
Yeah,
And I was at the Triumph Brewery the other night. Senator Gopal did his annual first responder appreciation night, and tell you what, again, not a big beer guy, but they had a pretty good Pilsner on tap there. So these are the things. Just I'm always looking to make the event have a nice new touch to it. So a couple of years ago, we brought the BMWs in, and I know people like to take pictures and look at them. And this year I know they're going to be raffling off a BMW for a weekend. So just something that we added to the event. So it's really come a long way, and it's again the 48 hours of preparation and everything leading up to it. It's really well worth it. 11 p.m. the night of the event.
Maybe High Pitch Eric will win the BMW for the weekend. We can let him cruise
Please
around.
just don't. Just please. Oh, what did you say? You're gonna send me away for a weekend? You don't understand. And Wayne, this is the other thing too. Like every time he shakes Mike down for things, we haven't figured out why it's always in twos. Like he never asks for just one of something. It's like, could you get me 2 futons and 2 halogen lamps for my living room? Thank you. And could you Uber me out to Phillipsburg? Never ends. It never ends. Good morning, Eric. That was your plug.
Good morning, Eric. How are you?
Was he a police officer in his prior life?
Oh, no.
If it's free,
Maybe in
if
his
it's
prior
free-
life.
If it's free, I'll take 2,
Yes.
right? I think that's what our guys
He
always
was
say.
on
I went to
Blue
Union
Bloods.
County, so it was-
How long ago was he
If
on
it's
Blue
free,
Bloods?
it's for me, and I'll take
Yeah.
3.
Well, I mean, listen, funny story about that, Wayne. He came to visit me once at work, hypothetically. Not that I work, but he came to visit me once at work. I don't know what the statute of limitations is on this. Let me think about this for a second. Well, it's Eric, so who cares? All right,
Yeah,
so
but I'm still active, so I don't want to have a duty to act.
no,
Yeah.
it's all over and done with at this point. So he shows up, he calls me. He's like, "Are you working right now? I'm gonna come see you." I'm like, "All right." And again, this legitimately, no sarcasm, was like at least 6 or 7 years ago, so I'm sure it's well past. So he shows up, and he's in a completely tinted out Ford Fusion, right? With, by the way, lights on his visors, like almost like a detective car. Now, this is where, I don't know if you know, Eric was an extra on Blue Bloods. So he comes down, and I'm like, Eric, he rolls his window down. Now he has the props that he uses on Blue Bloods, which is a rubber Glock and a gold shield. But it's rubber, but looking at it, I mean, again, it's movie quality props. And I'm like, Eric, what the fuck are you doing, bro? He's like, oh no, these are from the show. I'm like, all right, you realize. And then you come to find out that he had lost his license and then got it back, but it was only like a permit at this time. So now you have him driving around in a tinted car made to look like an off-duty detective car with props that could be very easily mistaken as real gun and shield. And by the way, with no license. So that's how we start the night, right? Now we're sitting there and an EDP comes wandering up to our building.
Perfect.
Dude, I couldn't ask for, right? So I'm sitting there bullshitting with him, and I'm like, all right, I got to go address his EDP, Eric. Like, please just stay here. So now I'm talking to the EDP and some of the civilians that are at the building, because they were the first ones that encountered this guy, are looking over. I see them looking over my shoulder, and the one guy leans in. He's like, yo, is that one of your detectives? And I turn around, and it's Eric now backing me up in his Ford Fusion with the lights activated. Keep in mind, Wayne, he's in camouflage sweatpants, a t-shirt, and a hat representing a certain department. I'm like, no, that's just high pitch, Eric. That is not somebody backing me up. I'm like, Eric, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah, that's so. To answer your question, was he on a job in a former life? I think he thinks he's on a job in this life.
Wearing his duty Crocs.
Well, I think the really good news is all the motor vehicle violations, the statute of limitations is only 30 days, so we're good.
See, there you go. I won't tell you about the insurance fraud story. Then we'll keep that one off the air.
Eric, we still love you.
Tony, why don't you guys take a break, get a refresh your glasses, stretch your feet. We're gonna get we'll get some pictures of the flyers and the tickets that Wayne's got on the table.
We have the video from last year's event from Harry's thing. We're gonna show the video, and before we go to break.
So you want the video before the break? Yeah, all right, we'll play the
before we go to break, and then we'll play the video. I have another little memorial thing in there before our break. So why don't we go?
All right, so we'll do the video. We'll go to break, and then
let's do
we'll be back, and then we'll give Eric more plugs. Then fantastic.
As long as he becomes a sponsor. As long as he becomes a sponsor of the 8th annual Cigar Bazaar.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Wayne, I'm just
We'll explain to Wayne on the break.
I'm gonna regret saying this. If you want him there, Wayne. If you want him there, just say the word.
It'll be fun. We can attach him to Harry and let's watch those.
Oh, that would be a science experiment.
You will both love it and regret it at the same time. Yeah. All right, guys.
Well, I'll close this portion on it. We're always looking to do something new and wacky. So that would probably be a perfect touch.
All right, Burke, you heard it. Wayne wants high pitch at the event. You guys are in trouble now. All right, video up. You guys can get up and stretch your feet.
Thank you. Welcome back to the Big Stogie Review. Guys, I just wanted to take a moment out there to remember a good friend of mine, David Double D Dalrymple Puffer from the South Branch EMS agency out there in Clinton Township. Dave retired from Robert Wood Johnson EMS as a dispatcher. He's been well known for many years. One of the best rescue guys you'll ever meet, owner of Roadway Rescue. Actually, probably one of the best rescue guys in the entire world. He has flown all over the world teaching rescue. Passed away this week, and doing everything he could. Not sure what happened to him. I do know he donated his organs to other people. So Double D73 is my friend. You'll be very, very missed, and God bless. Rest in peace. All right, we're back, and we found a bottle of Fighting 69. Look at that.
Yes, sir.
Thanks to Mo in the booth. It's like, I know where there's a bottle.
Oh, you're just cracking it open. Like you're just going in then.
Well,
all right.
What the hell? You put it on the table. I mean, it's not a reason.
Well, it's
not to have it.
STFA endorsed, so
Yeah,
you
STFA.
got to have it.
Gonna have to try this little Unagi here again. Which one are we drinking here? Fighting 69th Irish whiskey, product of Ireland. Oh, this is from the Police Pipes and Drums Bergen County 30th anniversary. Well, shout out to those.
Oh, there you go.
Shout out to those guys. But all right.
So you guys are sampling that. We did get those pictures that I had promised you of
Oh, nice.
both the flyer, the tickets, and then the cigars as well with their wrappers.
Wayne, what's the Super 50-50 all about?
So Super 50-50, they've been on sale for a while. So we draw 10 p.m. the night of the event. Again, there's a first, second, and third prize. 35% to the first prize winner, 10 and 5 for the second and third, respectively. And again, the 50-50 goes to our foundation. That's just doing God's work for our members and communities throughout New Jersey.
Outstanding.
Then the question is, do you need Eric there for the drawing of the 50-50? Eric will be more than happy. I will be there.
In a pink
An impartial drawing. Look, I won.
I mean, why not? He's on a roll. So,
Eric, pink polka dot dress. You're drawing the numbers. I'm joking, Eric. You don't have to wear a pink polka dot dress. Don't be texting Burke asking him to buy you a polka dot dress on Amazon.
Sal,
And for Eric, the cigar bazaar is September 1st, right? Just so you know, for Eric only.
September 1st, 2028.
2028. Okay. Just so we're clear. But everybody else will have the regular date, but for Eric, it's September 1st.
On a serious note, I'm glad you brought that up. As far as everybody else, 405 tickets sold already.
Wow.
So, 600 is like the magic number. If you're 601 and beyond, which we'd love to see, you're going to get your gift package mailed to you. Like Harry Rockefeller, he says, "I got plenty of cigars, baby. Cigars aren't the problem, but your door package will mail to you." But like I said, it's a good problem to have, and again, between Harry and the Grand Marquis, they just do a great job to accommodate. And
Wayne, I don't know if I ever told you this, but 2 years ago, before I went to the event, I had my daughter's Sweet 16 at the Grand Marquis, and I was talking to Dimitri, and he was so mad. He was like, Wayne is selling tickets like no tomorrow. I mean, he's like, we're gonna make it work. He goes, but oh my God.
Well, what Dimitri doesn't know is, like, every other week around 2 a.m. we sneak in the back of his building there, and we cut a couple trees down. We have one of our friends in the construction industry bring some milling and lay it down, so his parking lot magically expands overnight. So, but
it's nice.
again, it's a great it's a great problem to have and a great feeling.
No, it
so,
is.
Really, a sincere thank you to all of our supporters, and again, what makes it gratifying is you just see everybody having a great time and networking and enjoying good food, good drinks, and good cigars. So, it's really turned out to be something special, I think.
So, guys, I know you're going to see on the flyers when you read, they're going to be honoring some people as troopers, legislators of the year, civilian supporters. Don't think that this is going to turn into a full-on, just award ceremony. They take a few minutes out. They celebrate the people that have been doing great work for the STFA over the year. But it's not really an award ceremony. I mean, they give awards out, not really an award ceremony, so you're not going to get tied up, for 2 hours with that. It's going to be a few minutes. They're going to do that. But if you're a cigar smoker and you have not been to this event, you have absolutely got to go.
Yeah, Tony. Speaking of that, I mean, if we have a minute, because I think it's important to talk about. I mean, we don't honor the honorees by accident. When we took over, we started this event. Conversations were always trying to figure out a way to give the troopers of the year recognition during the course of the year. So that was something that right off the bat we said this is just going to be another event to showcase our troopers of the year. This year, a good personal friend of mine, Mark Dutubik, and Roy Roll, teams members, they went in to the face of danger. They were both shot in the line of duty.
Oh, Jesus.
Roy was hospitalized for several days. Mark was shot. The pellet went through his cheek and out. He's from Saraville, so being from Saraville, he got a little better looking. But but really, I mean, that day again could have ended a lot worse. And it's like, the proof's in the pudding. Those two guys put their asses on the line that day and their lives on the line, so absolutely. they deserve the
absolutely
absolute commendation for that. And we'll have their whole unit there to support them like we always do. And the legislators, Assemblywoman Keano and Mike Venezia, he used to be the Bloomfield mayor. His brother's a firefighter, and those are two of the legislators. And I don't want to get political on the show, but they basically do everything we ask and sponsor bills that we ask.
I mean, listen, if you want to get political, we'll just go right here.
No, that was
easy
wall on our southern border, and I will have Mexico pay for that war. Mark my words.
And then the civilian supporters, that's a great story. So if you look down the bottom, Chris Scales Jr., he's a great young kid. He's in his mid-20s now, and his father, Chris Scales, Trooper 1 Scales, made the ultimate sacrifice on the New Jersey Turnpike in 2003. And watching Chris grow up, and all of a sudden, a couple of years ago, he's on the Hamilton School Board. I think he was 18 or 20 years old. So again, another great story of a survivor that he could have looked for pity and been lived a life of sorrow, and he used his father's death as a springboard to really become a leader in his community. So a couple of years ago, I think it was 2022, I get a call from Chris, and he says, I want to honor my dad, because one of the things myself and my board were very proud of, we've legislated a bunch of highway memorial signs for a lot of our fallen members across the state. So Chris has seen those, and we went to Assemblyman D'Angelo, one of probably the biggest police supporter of the legislature, quite frankly. But what we determined was we couldn't legislate a site on the turnpike because it's private property. So I turned to some contacts. Ronnie Rios, he's the commissioner director in
Middlesex.
Carteret. Yeah, he's Middlesex County, but he's out of Carteret, knows Carteret well. And I says, Roosevelt Ave there is it's a county road. So can we maybe do something there? It's close to the toll plaza when you get off the interchange there. So he says, absolutely. So again, the perfect blend of honoring our heroes of public safety. They were doing an intersection redesign anyway to enhance public safety, and then they were gracious enough to construct the Chris Scales monument on the edge of the intersection on the side of the interchange there. And we had a nice ceremony in December. So just want to honor their great work and really, like I said, a great young man, Chris Scales Jr., that again took his father's tragedy and just turned it into a positive for our communities across the state.
And that's what we need from our young, right? Too much that we see that nobody's involved. They don't want to get involved. I mean, just look at in whole. I know just as bad as you guys, everybody trying to find guys to work the job anymore. It's bad. It's bad. It's never been like this before. So, God bless our troopers that paid the ultimate sacrifice, and God bless the guys that were injured. Are they going to be at the event? Fantastic.
Oh yeah, and I think you guys said it best. Just so for anybody that's looking to attend, look, it's important to honor them. They're great work, but yeah, you're not coming to hear the state of the state address. Yeah.
Yeah, but
So,
you know what? And if I can chime in on it, first things first, you guys do one of the best jobs at wrangling the room. For anybody that's never attended any of these events, the hardest thing you can get to do is shut down cops that have been drinking and smoking cigars for about an hour and a half. And it's one of my pet peeves. Like I get very, very, how do I say this type? Pissed off. I get pissed off when, for anybody that is attending this event or any event that honors somebody, especially law enforcement family, legacy family, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
For the 15
Absolutely.
minutes that they're honoring these people, shut the fuck up. Just stop what you're doing. Whatever conversation it is that you're having can wait for the 15 minutes. Like Wayne said, it's not long. You're not going to be there for an hour listening to.
Yeah.
It's 15 minutes. Give these families the same respect that you would want given to your family. Shut up, sit at your table for 15 minutes, and then you can get back to the bullshit, and maybe High Pitch Eric will give you a lap dance or something.
That'd be interesting.
yeah, no,
Can we get
thank you for that. It's a
Velvet
4-hour, it's a 4-hour event. It's not a lot to ask for.
Yeah.
And as cops being cops, right? So sometimes it's like
We're
a
the worst.
6-hour event because
Oh, yeah.
guys doing the old, I'm beating the traffic, so they're there at 5, and I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I guess the bar's open. Why not?
It's the most frustrating thing. Tony and I talk about it all the time. When we run an event, you tell people 6:30 sharp, and you say event starts 6:30, arrival time.
And we're setting up at
6:30.
4:45.
And 4:45, 5 o'clock, people are showing up, and they act like they want to help out, but they're not. They're there to hit the bar a little early.
But listen,
maybe,
Dom, if you just had more cameras, like Fox says, you'd probably be okay.
Listen,
You don't got to explain to me,
No,
Tony.
no.
I get it, bro.
listen, I'm complaining about cameras, but we were talking about being bougie. Now, I know all three of us are a little bougie, but
Not me. Not me.
I've never
Yeah.
been called that
He-
before.
he has
Not this week, anyway.
he has taken over the bougie pad. Did you see what was in the parking lot?
No,
Oh, you didn't see what was in the
yeah.
parking lot?
Stop.
no.
Oh, he went
Classic Cadillac?
full on Alfa Romero.
Ooh.
Look at that.
Yeah, going for a Kia and ends up with an Alfa Romero. How the hell that happened? How did you make that switch?
Listen, true story. I did go for a different brand. I just so happened to end up at Alfa Romeo.
Just so happened.
And
Yeah, let me just tiptoe over the lot.
I drove off a lot with that.
Came with a salami and provolone sandwich.
Listen, I was sold at the Soprasada in the trunk.
There you go.
Smells like
Got a guy
Polo.
in a bag just slicing the meat. It's going to be great.
I get a text of just the Italian flag. Look what I got.
Yes, there is an Italian flag on the wood grain shifter. So
Oh, look at
I
you
can
on
send
the
that
wood
to
grain.
Turner.
I didn't put it on the
Italian,
carbon fiber
imported
part.
Italian wood.
He's already got the horn for the demons hanging from the
Jeez.
His espresso machine plugged into the
that wouldn't be a bad idea.
I know.
They could
little
build
portable.
Oh, don't
espresso machine.
get Tony. Don't. Please with the espresso, bro.
Where's Campy when you need him? Campy?
All right, yeah, 100%. I'm sorry. Did somebody say Campy? I mean, if we're gonna get dinged,
We're gonna get
fuck
there.
it, we might as well do it.
So we have a gentleman, Wayne, Mikey Campanella. As he says, he's retired from the mean streets of Rumsfeld, New Jersey.
Shit's happening
Who's
down
a
there.
professional comedian. That is his theme song, and I literally almost spit coffee out yesterday when the Old Navy commercial came on and they're playing that song.
Get out of here, really?
Yeah, legit.
Oh, my
legit.
God.
I posted it.
Did you send him a cease and desist letter?
Well, this
I
is the
saw-
whole thing. Like, we get dinged, Wayne, every time we
Yeah.
play this song. We're not even monetized, and we get dinged by some Uzbekistan thing. It's like they claim the rights to that song. If you saw the video, that is actually a real thing. Like, and it goes for like 4 minutes. And it's the creepy-
singer from
It's
like
it's the creepiest shit you've ever seen. But somehow every time we play it, these Uzbekistan they pick up on it, and we're sharing 74 cents of 0 cents. So I mean, I don't.
We owe him 74 cents.
Yeah.
We're in hock right now.
Every show costs us $285.
Maybe Trump can work that out for us. You
I
know.
got the email this morning. There's a judgment against us.
Yeah.
My social security number took care of it, though. We're good.
There
for
you
now.
go. Maybe they could sponsor the cigar bazaar. I don't know.
That's true.
Just an idea.
They
Just an
see
idea.
now we're
Maybe
getting
they can
somewhere.
sponsor Eric. For this.
Just please stop giving Eric any. Eric is taking notes right now. And every time we suggest something, he's like, I could do that. I could go there and pull the
He gets
numbers.
royalties.
The
Every time
comments
we
there,
mention
we
him, he
got,
gets a royalty.
Uncle Wayne. We got Uncle Wayne.
Oh, yeah. Sal is saying Uncle
Oh.
Wayne.
Oh, Sal's my social media guy on my board. He does a great. Hey, Sal, by the way, I'm going to Ava's Kitchen after this in Kenilworth to have a nice Italian meal and then a cigar over at Dennis's place.
There you go. So everybody head on over to.
Sounds like Sal knows where to meet you.
For anybody looking to stalk Wayne, that's where Wayne will be. Way to dox yourself. Don't worry about it.
And again, Sal, let's let Ava's know we gave them a plug and make sure you collect their check for their ad this week.
There we go. See, now we're working.
It all like comes around, you know.
It's all full circle.
I was looking for the bell on the table, but it must have disappeared. I was looking for Mike's bell. But
Nah, I got you.
Now I just want to get back real quick, Wayne, talking about the cigar bar bazaar, and I keep saying bar. Probably should.
Well,
I should be
tell
drinking,
Eric,
right?
tell Eric to go to the cigar bar.
Yes,
We'll go to the
exactly.
cigar bazaar.
Now you're talking. That's how you play it.
He's gonna think I'm the worst person ever ranking on like this, but
No, trust. It's so much worse.
Eric knows we love him regardless. It doesn't.
I love the fact anybody could go to this event because the way the setup is at the Grand Marquis, there are so many different spots. You could sit inside, you could sit at the bar, you could walk around. You got the outside patios, you've got the back. I always call it kind of the back area that sort of is hidden from Route 9, but you got that whole like beautiful area there with the fire features and the tables. And, it's just a cool thing. Like there's so many different spots. There's so many people to just walk around and network with and talk to and just kind of go up and honestly, even if you're not a cigar smoker, I mean, the food you're getting, the environment, to come out there, it's just a
I
nice
ran into
place
people
to be,
last year I knew that are not cigar smokers, and they walked up and said, "Hey, what are you doing here?" I'm like, "I come to this event all the time." Like, "Oh, we just came to support." Like, what is this? Like, they came to support this, that, and the other thing, and they grabbed the cigars for their.
I was gonna say. Then you said you'll hold their bag for them, or
Yeah, no, you can't bring these to your table. Let me help you with these.
Yeah.
Tony
It's
walks
too
home with
heavy.
another 23
That's too
cigars.
heavy for you. I'll take that. But they came and they're like, "Oh my god!" Like they literally walked in the room like, "Oh my!" I was like, "Yeah." They basically walked in, told the Grand Marquis, "Went, yeah, let me see the food menu." Yes, and then it's kind of like said yes, and they still call in. I think with the barbecue guys private.
Oh yeah.
Bro, you got some
Yep,
private vendor,
yeah.
but I mean, guys, steak, lobster, full roasted pig, oysters, you name it, it's
Lobster,
there.
everything.
Yeah. I mean, it's absolutely insane. I'm looking at your event sponsors. What do you have left that we want to put out there to guys that might be available?
So basically, everything's fair game. It's the giveaway sponsors, and thank you to DeFalco's and Corradino and Papa and Injury Attorneys up in Clifton. They've been solid for us over the last number of years. So and it's important, they got in early, and the giveaways will have their logos and such on. So the giveaway sponsor's gone. But listen, I'll take a check for $7,500 if you want to give it. We'll figure that out later. But
Eric,
are you listening?
$7,500.
God.
we may have one or two cabanas left. And again, these things come with a number of tickets, and if you buy a cabana, and you get extra special VI treatment. We have some nice young ladies walking around serving you, and you get some extra gifts for your guests. But I think what Don was saying, again, we've been very lucky. You have a guy like Harry that has your back and puts a great product out, and the great, like the Grand Marquis is our home for 2 days in June, just setting up and just anything we want, they give it to us, and it's a great layout. And as the volume of customers has gone up, that's the back that Dominic was talking about. It's just a great area, and we're putting cabanas out there now. Every square inch of that place is going to be used on June 26th, and it's going to be a great night.
And correct me if I'm wrong. I know that the Hampton Inn in town, they'll be running a shuttle if you get a room there. If you're taking that night.
Yeah, if you miss the shuttle, we'll just have New Jersey State Police Aviation pick you up and drop you. But
you got to repel in though.
So,
They don't-
You gotta repel in.
yes. So actually, the booking date's coming up. So actually, it's in 2 days tomorrow.
Yeah,
a couple days. So
you're looking to come and get
yeah.
a room because you're going to party all night, and definitely look out there on the flyer that they do have a block of rooms over there. Usually comes with a shuttle from the Hampton, which makes it nice. They'll pick you up and drop you off, and you don't have to worry about that.
And I think they just built a new hotel somewhat a little bit south of the Grand Marquis on Route 9. It's the name's escaping me, but that's I think it just opened, but Hampton was the closest for a while.
Okay.
And you weren't going to roll over on a needle or anything in there. It's a pretty decent place. So.
Yeah. No. Hamptons are good. Hamptons are definitely nice. I like it.
But back to your point, there's most of the other sponsors are still available. We appreciate the support, and there's again a lot of work that goes into it, and we thank everybody for the support. And you're not going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
And the nice thing too is that you guys have it so organized now that when you're getting online and you're getting your welcome gift and you're getting your package and everything and you're coming through the line, it moves quick. Your guys and gals are just moving everybody through. For 600 people coming to an event, it's like you're just breezing through.
Yeah, and listen, I just a shout out to my board and our committee, Steve Kuhn, Billy Legg, Ernie Lucarini, Adam Kaplan, Danny Vecchio, all of our guys. And obviously I missed a few. I apologize.
All the heads of the 5 families.
All the heads of the 5 families. Yes. But I mean, those guys are warriors out there, and they just run a great door. They really do. They give good door. So no, but everything's, and we get a lot of compliments about that, and I appreciate it. It's streamlined. Nobody really wants to wait in line at an event like that. They want to get in there, get their drinking space and settled, and it moves quick. And we still managed to get in everybody's wallet and sell some 50/50s and tickets. But
and the raffle prizes, you guys have raffle prizes, correct?
So what we're going to do. So when you listen to critiques about your event, so one of the critiques we had
More cameras.
last year,
Sorry, I got it.
Yeah,
Yes, more cameras.
we're going to have 2 drones this year, not 1.
Yeah,
but
beautiful.
So we're going to have some silent auctions, and we're going to have the sports memorabilia. I had heard some critiques how it got a little cluttered last year with the gift auction, and quite frankly, it's a lot of work. I think we had 100 and something prizes. That's just that's a lot of work. So we're going to kind of forego that, but we'll have some good prizes. I actually thanks again to Harry and Jamie. They just had an event last night with Forged down at their lounge. We went, obviously I purchased a box, and we could talk about some other sticks in a minute, but I have a nice gigantic humidor out in my trunk. It's locked, by the way.
I was just going to say this booth is about to be abandoned.
No,
Eric's outside with a crowbar. He got here somehow.
And his badge. But no, so we'll have some good prizes. We're looking to get some golf foursomes and things like that. But again, just these little critiques that you get, you don't want anybody leaving complaining. So last year we had 1.5 people leave complaining about the flow of the room, and
Speaking of sticks, www.lineofdutycigars.com. If you're not smoking with Tommy sticks, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Something like that. I don't know, Johnny. We got to come up with a new one.
Smoking with Tommy's stick. That's what you.
That really did go to a weird place.
Tom, I don't know where you're at. You're probably trapped on Staten Island right now. Because he hates coming to Jersey. Just, Tommy hates coming to Jersey.
He absolutely does, which it's usually the other way around. I mean, can we really be honest? I mean, if New York City, I shouldn't say all of New York City specifically, if it fell into the ocean, not a single person would get reported missing, because there's nobody in that dumpy city that anybody fucking loves. And you could take Philadelphia with you as a consolation prize. Take them both. Just fall into the fucking ocean. And while you're there, go bang on the fault lines of California and send that off into. I'm sorry, were we not getting political?
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
We're not getting political
Not
here.
political, it's geographical.
Yeah.
It's geographical. We're talking about fault lines.
Poor Tom.
Where's Tom?
Yeah, but
Surprised he
if
hasn't pulled in yet.
he's from Staten Island, he's definitely down at
Oh, no,
Seaside this
No,
weekend.
he's
I
in
mean, come on.
Queens. He's in Queens. He's a Queens guy.
And actually, it sounds like he's coming up the stairs.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Let's see. Should we all just move the camera to the door?
Oh no, I'm sorry. That's them demolishing the 2 apartments
Oh,
upstairs.
that's right.
Dan and his 7 Aboriginals that are up there right now.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, it's been pretty good. We haven't heard anything.
He has been. I asked him. I said, "Listen, just do the best you can. I understand you're demoing, but the one thing they dropped actually shook our cameras. The 2 that we do have,
The 2
Tony. Not if we had 2 more though,
Sam,
probably
you
wouldn't
see
have-
the heat I'm getting here. I know you're watching.
it wouldn't have shook them then."
But it happens.
Next show will have 27 cameras
Well,
and a drone.
27 cameras and a drone.
And a drone in here.
Well, listen, tell Fox if they want to donate cameras to us. I'll be more than happy to accept them, and we could have 17.
Man,
but
you don't like any criticism at all.
well, that's not true. Like I
No,
enjoy criticism. I just think that
a little bit, just a smidge.
it just
He
has
said everything went good except for the one thing.
every
one thing.
Josh, I'm sorry, I'm fucking my own name up. It's like everything went good except
Just, you know,
your
we've been
cameras
good. We've been good.
suck. I mean, what? Like, what a way to start my morning, bro. Like, come on,
I
man.
gave
Why,
you a little bit
you know,
of
as
criticism.
somebody in the political world, why just put a suggestion box up? Then you can't
You
call it
should.
criticism.
You see,
Right.
that's a leader right there. Yeah, I'm
Eric,
gonna.
what kind of criticism do you have for Mo right now? Could you please put it
Oh,
in chat?
oh, please, Eric's got plenty of criticism for me. Why didn't you tell me Tommy was coming out today? Because I could have gotten a ride with him.
Oh, I just heard some bang.
Oh yeah, no, they're going in heavy now. They're
Going to that.
Jackhammer through the ceiling.
yeah, that's about to start going.
He's like, oh, there's no construction going on outside. There's a 40-yard dumpster outside, Mo. What are you talking about? You must have missed that.
Yeah, man.
What do we got here? So some of the other cigars, what were we talking about here?
No, Wayne said he had picked up a box of other ones.
Yeah, he's got some of it. Just some of the other cigars you're going to get at this event. A. Chumpman, what is it? Parabellum?
Yeah, Parabellum. That's one of Harry's cigars.
Bradley.
That's a nice. So you know, the Parabellum's a nice like dessert cigar. It's got a nice sugary, very mild, nice sweet tip taste at the end there, and so that's a nice one that he does, especially for new smokers that they want to start light and then graduate to what Dom and I smoke. But no, listen, there's just some great brands
Garza
there.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Those are the best.
And guys, you're going to get a Bodavita pack at this event.
A who to who?
yeah.
Be there.
A Bodavita.
Yeah.
I think Tony just renamed it. Well, it's like licensing. We don't have
Yeah, it's right. I don't think,
Bodavita.
we're not going to get.
We're gonna get
modernized.
dinged. We're gonna get dinged by everybody.
You're going to get one of those Hamida packs.
So you guys smoked the cigars, and we had a one lieutenant that worked over midnight, and he liked to have a nice quiet night. And there was one guy on there that would just tear it up. So he bought in these. He bought in these cigars. No. Mo doesn't do midnights. So he bought in these cigars that were like jet black.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I mean,
like a
just
Partagas black.
it just and he would purposely hit him up with that, and next thing you know, the kid's just like throwing up on the side. Just he was down for the entire night. It was an intentional sabotage. It's like, well, we're having a quiet night tonight. Come here, bro, smoke this with me. Yeah, shout out to Aquino. He's been retired for a while. Absolute gentleman. One of the best bosses ever.
I thought you were talking about Bo from Tatawahi for a second.
Yeah, I saw Mo yesterday, actually. I asked him, I said, you're going to be there, right?
Yeah.
He goes, absolutely. I said, told him we were going to be out with you today.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
excited. We're going to have Mo on soon.
Good,
Spoke to
good.
him. Yeah, Mo's awesome.
Yeah, that's a brand.
I
That's a brand. I don't, like I said, I smoke 6 a day, and I don't smoke enough of that brand. But you like what you like. But
Tuesdays.
but and just looking over the brand. So like Christoph is not that well known of a brand yet, but Harry gave me a couple freebies on the arm, and he's doing an event at his Barnegat Lounge on June 7th, I think from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. But I would tell you, really nice. Their red label, Christoph's red label, really, really good medium body cigar. I think the people are going to like it, and I know the price points are really good on that. And Harry was telling me they have a very elegant young lady that's their sales rep. So just that alone, I think we're going to have to go check it out.
Now, that's going to be the long line.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every cop will be asking for Instagram
I mean,
tag and.
That is the trick to the cigar lounges. You got to have somebody, cleaning the ashtrays and serving the coffee, and a nice young lady.
Harry, will we have the dancers this year?
I didn't say dancers. I said nice
He didn't
young
watch the
lady.
video. He didn't watch the
You didn't
video.
watch the video.
Can we get high pitch in those outfits?
Bro,
that could be
just
a
stop.
possibility.
Just
I don't know what are they called? Like,
I think
Like Brazilian?
Zamba girls.
Zamba girls? Yeah. Will we
I
have
mean, I know what I called them, but
Well, let's keep this PG.
and they are hostesses.
Yes.
Hostesses,
Play the
that's
video
it.
again.
Yeah.
Let's see what he's
Let's-
talking
You want the video
Yeah,
again?
play
All
the
right.
video
No,
again.
yeah. Listen,
Everybody can take a
people
look.
might have missed
Talk
it.
about
No
it,
problem. I got you.
Nice.
Awesome.
That was a little teaser.
Yes.
Little teaser
Little
of the
bit.
event here.
And now
Let's
I'm
see that. Let me
confused
see
about
so
what to
much,
call the girls myself. I don't even know now. The hostesses. Yeah.
Anybody knows.
You saw the general himself, Harry, in that video.
Oh yeah.
At
We
about,
gotta get an outfit for him this year, like a quasi uniform with like
He's
stripes
not gonna
and
wear it.
badges.
He's
He'll
got
wear
his
it.
own-
Oh, he'll
you think
wear it.
so?
Oh, he'll wear it. We'll get him a hat, the whole nine.
with a
He's
big
got his
feather.
own style.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
if he'll deviate from it. It's Harry.
We'll have to get him like one of those beef eater hats or something.
Mo, you gonna come?
Walk
this year?
around with a cane and a beef eater hat.
Yeah.
Monocle on.
Yeah, why not? Why not? I'll get with Mike. We had gone the
A couple of years ago, you brought like 17 cases of the swiney brew.
yeah.
Just came out. That
What
when the
year
brew
was
came
that?
out.
What year was it? It's been a couple of years since we went, but yeah. No, I'm in.
Yeah, we had the table next.
Well, listen, I'm in as long as you promise to bring Eric. If you bring Eric, then this is it. Let's get this down in writing right now. Let's negotiate this.
Boy.
The art of the deal. Will you have high pitch Eric at the event? Yes or no? If you will have him at the event, I will make sure that me and Mike are there. Yes.
Yes.
So on a side note, the Patriots and the Leaf will be there.
Yeah, right.
We are going to have 10 members of our Patriots going to be there.
You're doing a table. You're welcome
Yes.
to do a table.
Yeah,
I hope
yeah.
that worked out last year.
Yes,
They're,
it did.
like I talked about Mike Sika's Police Officers Brotherhood a while ago when we opened up. But again, Patriots and Leaf, an organization that I love, I'm very loyal to, and you guys do a great job raising money for our families in need, and for the veterans constantly sending cigars overseas for the men and women that are putting their asses on the line, fighting for our freedom. That's a nice special touch that you guys have.
And we do appreciate the reciprocated support that we always get from
Absolutely.
you and the
Always.
SCFA and our other sponsors and donors. But so speaking of cigars for veterans, so I have been lucky enough to be invited to. Sorry, I'm getting yelled at from the booth.
Listen.
I'm not close
Lean
enough
into
to the
your
mic.
mic.
So anyway,
See, now that's much better.
Do they have the booster seat right here? Or no?
I am
Could be the
sitting
problem.
on a
Wow.
pillow. I am sitting on a pillow.
Hey,
On
pillows.
radio,
Listen, he's
I'm
Hey,
He's like
we actually
really-
had a phone book someplace.
hold
and
on,
we
wait.
put
The
on
phone, the
shit.
phone's ringing. It's Tony's cousin. She said if he would just lean closer to the mic, the show would be so much better.
from
Your-
Fox.
Your
he's like-
mics suck.
He's like the only guy I'm tolerant, so I got to make a short
That's
joke.
true.
So.
On radio, I'm 6'2". In real life, I'm 5'4". So, no. So seriously,
And if anybody else says you have a face for radio, we're gonna have a problem with that person.
we will fight in the parking lot. There's not enough room in there because I do have the
We had a
Alfa Romeo
road-
parked out there.
We had a road rage in our parking lot 2 weeks ago.
Really?
Our gun was drawn. The show was about to start, campy show, and all of a sudden the local PD showed up. They're like, "Hey, can we look at your cameras?" We're like, "Why?" Like, there's just a gun drawn in your parking lot. Lovely downtown Phillipsburg.
High
Well,
pitch
listen-
Eric made his first arrest.
Oh,
that,
please.
that traffic light out there probably causes a lot of road rage.
100%.
That's the longest mile of my life. 0.3 of a mile. I had a 12-minute drive.
Well, that's
I
what
thought I was in the city.
Like you
That's
went into
what-
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's what I
They
said.
told you.
I'm not like a
Yeah.
big GPS technology guy, but and like I said, I worked as a young trooper up here, so I kind of knew the area. My sister and my brother-in-law used to live in Easton. A lot of good bars over there, by the way. That's a whole other story. But so I know the area, and then I'm like, I just got onto the 22 bridge. What the hell's going on here? And then it brings me back around, but it worked out better. No, you're right, because I just saw the line of traffic, and I would have.
I'm a cop. Too cheap to pay the 75 cents to go over the toll and then come back through the back way.
And
But
that's really what,
you know.
honest to God, you see that traffic, and that's all they're trying to avoid. I don't know what the toll is
Yeah.
specifically, but I know it's like $2.
$2?
Oh, it's $3.
oh,
That's
it's
it.
$3.
$3. So
now.
they'll sit in that
I need a-
traffic just to avoid the $3.
We need a $3 sponsor so I can get over the bridge for next show.
www.lineofdutycigars.
Your toll is sponsored by Patrolling with the Pig, Line of Duty Cigars.
Sponsor our toll fee. We would welcome that. But no, this weekend, tomorrow, as a matter of fact, I will be in New York City, battling traffic, of course. I'm going to be at the Robert Irvine Foundation. So they're doing a really cool event. Myself and Joey from Mobile Cigar Lounge, also one of our co-founders from the Patriots to the Leaf. We're going to be at a table. We're setting up. It's Fleet Week, so it's really cool. So we got invited out there. The gentleman's name is Gene Wu, U.S. Marine Corps retired. He's setting up the whole thing. We're going to be out there. We're giving out cigars to veterans, and they're going to be doing some meals. There's a food truck festival and everything going out there. So really cool veteran forward event, which is right in our wheelhouse. This is what we do. So we're going to be out there giving out some J.C. Newman cigars that we got donated from J.C. Newman to give out. So going to be really cool. And they're going to have like a, you know, if you've ever seen the Robert Irvine show where he does like those food deconstructions and he builds these meals out of like nothing type of thing. So from what I understand, he might be taking some MREs and building them into, now I don't know if Robert's going to be there or if they're going to have a special chef that's going to be doing this, but they're going to be building some meals out of MREs and stuff like that. And we're doing some stuff for the veterans. So it's going to be really cool. So if anybody's in the area, we'll be on River Street tomorrow for that. So it's going to be pretty cool.
Nice.
So something we do with the Patriots of the Leaf, plug.org.
Well,
I was going to say, I was just going to ask, is there a link for that? Because Dawn can throw it up in the comments if you want.
PatriotsOfTheLeaf.org.
Just go on a page. It'll be on that page?
Yep.
Got it.
And they'll be doing a table at the STFA Foundation Cigar Bazaar. You could certainly sign up. What's the membership a year? I think $75.
No, not even.
So your initials 100.
100, but that pays for your club shirt, everything, you know, your welcome package. But the yearly dues are only $40.
Even better.
$50. But that, you know, we have 4 lodges right now. We've expanded so much because we're growing so much. So we have a North Lodge. We have our Central, which is kind of our main hub where we started. Jersey Shore, for those people that do not believe
guys
that Jersey Shore
down
is
the
part
shore.
of the South.
Down the shore.
You know,
We smoke cigars and eat pork roll.
That's it. Taylor Ham up north. And
Here we go.
and then we have a South Lodge, which is like pretty much
Taylor
in another
Ham.
continent when you think about going down there.
Yeah. So
I mean, Wayne, you never weighed in on this. Is it Taylor Ham or is it pork roll?
I've
Be
been saying
honest.
pork roll my whole life.
All right. I mean,
Yeah.
that because you're normal. I mean,
But it's all dictated
you're not from Mars.
by where you're from in Jersey, right? Let's think about it. I'm a North Jersey guy, and we've always known it as Taylor Ham.
yeah, but if you cross the bridge
Right.
here.
Driscoll, you're talking
I don't-
about.
I don't
I'm
cross
talking
the
about the bridge right here.
Oh, the one that
Right.
Tommy's going to sponsor
Right
from
here.
now on.
So,
Hold on a
like,
second.
I always-
www.lineofdutycigars. We sponsor your free bridge pass.
For every cigar you buy, Tommy will donate $3 to the Bridge Fund.
I would actually say it's pork roll, but I like Taylor pork roll. So
Okay.
I'm
Yes,
not-
I agree with
The
that.
Taylor brand.
Taylor
like it.
brand is
I
all
think
I will
what-
use.
I think what
Correct.
settles-
Case.
I think what settles the argument though is you don't call a hot dog a ballpark. It's a hot dog, right?
True.
Well, but
you can't
you
rebut
call
the
a tissue a
president. Come on.
Kleenex. Like, hey, pass me a Kleenex, right? Like, you know. Now, but I'll say this: like, probably, you know, going to a deli in North Jersey, you have different brands, right? I think there was like Case and Taylor and stuff. And I think it became a name-specific thing because when you ordered that, instead of you saying to the deli counter guy, "Hey, give me pork roll,"
And then you
Taylor
had to
brand,
specify,
right?
yeah.
You just said, "Give me
Okay.
Taylor Ham." They knew which one you wanted.
Dom, I got to be honest. In my 49
We're
years of
smarter
life,
up in North Jersey.
in my 49 years of life, that's the best explanation as to how the retards started calling it Taylor. That is the best explanation. Like, that makes sense. Now, you know what? I forgive you. Maybe you weren't born wrong.
See, and
Yeah, but Dom,
I-
when you're that hungover and you're at the deli on a Sunday morning, does it matter what it's called? You just need something to soak up the booze.
Give me the grease
Right?
Now,
and a
I'll tell you
fountain
something
coke
very-
from
very controversial.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
I'll die on this hill calling it Taylor Ham. I'll tell you something very controversial. I've never had it in my life. I've never tried it.
What? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and I'll tell you,
You-
why. I hate ham. So the fact that it has the name ham in it, I hate it. And again, I grew up calling, and then I know it's not a ham product, right?
Yeah,
It's
but
just a chopped pork product.
the
but-
tomahawk steaks at the Grand Marquis have a layer of pork roll in the middle. You didn't know that, so you did try it.
Hold on a second. Dom has never had pork roll. Hold on. I've never heard anything
we are
more
having-
communist.
We are having pork roll sandwiches next show.
100%.
100%.
100%. It's
will
not
eat it.
ham. If you don't, it doesn't taste like ham. Like, there's not, especially when they make it nice and crispy and yeah,
It
and
looks
like Wayne was.
amazing. I'm going to tell you, if it's
Oh,
cooked
it's
right,
addicting.
it looks amazing. It smells amazing.
And listen, and like Wayne said, when you're hungover, that a pork roll and cheese sandwich and a fountain coke from McDonald's, bro, you're hit right. And if it's still not working, get 10 minutes of oxygen off the tank in the trunk, and you're even better.
Yeah.
Looks, smells amazing. I can't wrap my head around. I
No, no,
hate
next show.
ham.
Yeah, but didn't you
Find
say
a de-
one time you'll try
Blue,
anything
Blue,
once,
we need,
twice,
I
and
will.
you like it?
we need a deli in town that makes the.
That wasn't about food.
Oh, okay.
Hey-o.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Tony. Was this show about cigars? Where do we go on this now?
It
What
don't
happened?
matter. It don't matter. We just roll into other things.
No, actually, back to cigars. I mean, on a serious note, a lot of the events that I've got, like the Big Smoke, I go to almost every year, and as cigar smokers, I think we all kind of get locked in like what you like, and you go on your runs. But and I'll give you an example from last year's cigar smoke, the El Rey del Mundo. I wouldn't even give it a second look on a shelf in the store, and I had it in my bag, and I tried it at my office all day. I was like, this is a damn good cigar. And I've spoken out a lot since.
and I think that's what Tony touched on before. Like if you go to a herf, and we've all been, you get together with different cigar groups, and you go to a herf, and people are just whipping out different cigars out of their humidors and their little travel doors and stuff. This is that experience because everybody's afraid to commit to buying a new brand. We always go to that facing in a cigar shop, and we buy what we're comfortable with. We buy the comfort zone cigars, right? Same thing with like when you're buying any kind of spirit. But this gives you the opportunity to try so many different brands and see if there's something else that you like to put in your repertoire, so you don't have to smoke the same cigars all the time. I'm a very branded guy. Like I go with, and not necessarily brands, but just going with a type of cigar that I like. But going to these events, it opens you up to different brands, different types of cigars. Maybe you're used to smoking a Connecticut wrapper because you think that's going to be the most mild cigar. But then you go there and you see other cigars that are out there, and you realize that, like this cigar right here, I have guys in my cigar group that wouldn't smoke this because it's got a darker wrapper. And they think this is going to knock them off their seat, right? And this is a super smooth, and especially the Dominican tobacco lays a foundation for that. But this is a really smooth cigar, burns great, nice taste. Like Tony said, a light pepper taste. I'm getting a little bit of like a coffee taste. Could help that I'm on my second espresso, but it's just a nice cigar.
And Don, for those who don't know, just explain what a herf is in comparison to not.
Well, a herf is where you get, as far as when I've always done a herf with everybody, is everybody brings a bunch of cigars, a handful of cigars out of your humidors, and you're kind of sharing them with everybody and letting everybody try different cigars. So you're showing up, you're doing like a cigar trade almost. That's the way I do it. I like it as a cigar trade, like a little bit of a blind thing. You don't know what everybody's going to bring, and you start to smoke and see those other cigars, and you grab things you don't always have in your humidor.
Yeah.
Right. That's the nice thing about it, because somebody's sharing with, and look, cigars are very social. It's a social thing, you got to have them with a group of people. You got to have them as a friend. When you go to a cigar shop, you're going to become friends with those people that are in that cigar shop, regardless if you've ever met them before.
I love the cigar community. You walk in any cigar shop anywhere, and I've been traveling a lot lately, and like you're sitting there with a couple guys, and like a couple guys walk in, and everybody's shaking hands. It's
Right.
it's a true brotherhood. It really is.
I mean, you're talking to everybody, and it's just, and you're connecting, whether it could be, you're talking about the cigar that you're having, and you see a guy, a gal next to you in the cigar shop that's smoking something you've never had. And the first thing you're doing is, hey, how's that cigar? I was thinking about trying that. What do you think? What's the recommendation on that? And even that in an aspect is somewhat of a herf, because they're giving you their insight to that cigar. We can all read cigar magazines and go on, different sites and see what people are saying. But when it's true to life, and when you're sitting in a shop or an event like this, and you're sitting around people that are like-minded like you, that's the community, right?
Yeah.
100%.
And they're bringing you into it.
100%.
I would say that cigar shops are the last great melting pots in this nation.
I've heard that before.
Because
that's
really,
a
to tell you
real
the
good
truth,
assessment.
it's all walks of life, all different occupations. Like I say, from someone that works at McDonald's to the Fortune 500 guy, and they're sitting next to each other, enjoying a cigar, sharing a bourbon, and chatting with each other.
And you're all equals.
And you're all equals.
And
Nobody cares where you came from. There's a couple shops out there that are snooty, and we get that, right? But those are not the shops that true cigar guys go to.
Right.
They don't. You might pop in and get a stick, and you're like, yeah, this is not the place for me. But there's very few of those shops. that are around.
Right.
And then I'm sure, like even Harry said, yeah, everybody's friends. You know, if you're not a friend in this industry, then you're not making it. Like
Yeah,
it's just,
exactly.
it's just, it doesn't work that way.
It's the cheers of cigars, right?
Yes.
No, it really is, and you're 100% right. Where the circumstances can affect the taste of the cigar, can
100%.
affect an experience of the cigar, and how you remember it. Like the people that you're with, the event that you're at, it absolutely, like you could have the exact same cigar at home by yourself, and it doesn't taste the same as what it. I mean, call it what you want, psychological, whatever, but it absolutely impacts.
It's an in the moment thing. You could smoke a mediocre cigar, just like Mo said. You can have a mediocre cigar sitting in your privacy of your own backyard, your man cave, whatever, right? You get there at a social environment with other people, and that cigar is different.
Yeah.
It smokes different.
It's the energy, it's the camaraderie.
100%. 100%.
And the interesting thing is there's a lot more ladies smoking cigars
Oh,
these
yeah.
days.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Yeah, I remember. I mean, listen, I'm a little bit older than probably everybody in this crowd, but I remember if you went to a cigar shop, if there was one female in the cigar shop, it was a lot. Now you go there, they have ladies' nights,
Yeah.
and there'll be 20, 30 women, more and more women are owning cigar shops, right? Getting behind the branding, getting behind the social media aspect of it to help the sales, bring other people into it. And you see that more and more, and it makes people feel comfortable because it's not that like, oh, this is the old man.
Yeah, there's no stigma to it
Right,
anymore. There's no stigma
exactly.
to it anymore.
One of the newest shops, South End Cigars in Newark.
Yeah.
Owned by two female law enforcement officers. One retired, I believe, one.
Right.
that's the one on, is that on
Freeland
Broad?
Heights.
Oh,
Freeland Heights.
okay.
Yeah, we went there.
Fantastic shop.
Yeah. Oh, they
Absolute
treated us
fantastic
like
shop.
treated us like
gold.
family. You know?
Up and coming area with what is it, Lionsgate coming into the area. It's going to be a real up and coming area. They're going to be redoing that whole area over there. So God bless for Newark. Hopefully they change that area over there. So it should be a good time. I like it.
Yep. So Wayne, the other box of cigars that you brought that you were alluding to, tell us a little bit about those, if you know anything about it or what you heard.
So, again, going back to, not only my event, but go to other events, you start trying other brands and you get a brand familiarity, I'll call it. So like 5 years ago, I didn't even know what a Partagas was. I'm ashamed to say it. And actually Harry gave me one at his shop a couple of years ago. It looked a little, and again, the stigma, like I was like a mild to medium, and then it looked like really dark. And I'm like, I'll give it a shot because Harry gave it to me. And I was like, I kind of enjoy this, I've gotten knocked on my ass by some, heavy Maduro cigars before. So I was always cautious, but between Partagas and the El Rey de Mundo, so Harry had the Forge rep at his Barnegat Lounge last night. So we went down to support, and I'll tell you what, picked up 3 really good cigars. The El Rey de Mundo King of the World. Nice. It looks medium, but it's a little more mild, but a little peppery. Nice smoke. I actually had they had a Corona Petite that I blew right through. So I got a little bigger gauge and a Robusto. The new Partagas, I'll call it the Santiago because my Spanish is not up to par these days, so I don't want to murder the name above it. Y nada más Santiago. I guess I did all right, but pretty good cigar. And then the Los Gloriosos, really good cigar, earthy, leathery, a little bit of spice, a little bit of like ginger hint to it. A lot of different flavors go. This was the cat's ass last night.
Really?
So I bought a box of these. My whole group, we all bought a box. And then we did a little cigar trade, as you said. But
what was the name of that one, Wayne?
This is the Los Glorios.
Los Glorios.
So it's forged, but Carrillo's involved making these, as what I believe the rep said. Jason, the rep, good guy. He's been at our event. He'll be there again this year. He's the forged rep, so they have several brands. They have Partagas, Bolivar, El Rey de Mundo, the Los Glorios. So again, just expanding your horizons on cigar tasting. You got to try it. You just never know. And I myself as a smoker, I've gotten kind of, I don't want to call it a rut, but I've gotten into these, where I'm just on this one cigar for a year and a half. And a great example is I went to the Big Smoke a few years ago, and I got the aging room. It was the cigar of the year, but I'm just looking at it. I'm like, that's too dark for me. tried it. That's my go-to cigar right
I love
now.
the aging room.
Yeah.
That was my retirement celebration cigar. That and a bottle of Redbreast 12. Guys from my squad got me a box of the aging room and
I thought you were going to say Wild Turkey.
Wild Turkey.
I was because I don't know what an Italian guy's doing drinking Redbreast, but to each their own. Yeah.
I have a.
He hasn't had pork roll, so I mean, let's just be real about the situation. There's so much suspect shit with Dom right now.
I have a problem with Irish whiskey, Irish cigars, or Irish whiskey,
All
Irish
things
beer,
American.
and my wife.
Well, try
is
some
Irish,
Fighting
so
69.
I had 2 bottles from your event last year. Amazing. Like I actually just finished. Believe it or not, I like to sip good whiskey, and this was good whiskey. This is not mixing whiskey. It was very good. Like you said before, drinking it neat, great whiskey.
It is a straight. It is a neat.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be.
It's a neat drink. Yeah.
Listen, we've all had that bottle that becomes the old fashions or a an Irish whiskey, and
that's Bullet.
Ginger.
Bullet bourbon is the mixing, or Johnny Walker Red, which is essentially hobo whiskey.
I think what I'm trying to say though, Dom, is you look a little light and then pass the bottle down to Uncle Wayne.
There you go.
And don't forget Tony.
Pass it down so Wayne can enjoy a little.
He's
I'm still finishing the redemption. Is that what we
No,
ammunition? Ammunition we had in the first one.
Ammunition.
I got to go slow. I got together with my guys last night from Guys and Pies, and I did polish off a bottle of Redbreast.
I knew it was
12.
a good night when I texted Dom twice and there was no response.
No
boy.
response. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you had had a pork roll and cheese this morning, you would be fine right
That's
now.
true. That's true.
If there's anybody out there that would like to supply a pork roll, egg, and cheese platter for our next meeting, we're going to force Dom. Even if we have to get high pitch here to feed it to him.
No, listen, the pork roll sandwiches are absolutely happening. That's not even a question. I mean, Dom, again, unless there's some kind of religious exemption that you have that you can't eat it, and even with that, stop being a communist, eat the fucking sandwich.
Matter of fact, Wayne, can you make sure that they have pork roll at the event?
Oh no, we're doing.
What is he, the Godfather of pork roll? All of a sudden,
no, we're doing a whole. Nothing's impossible at the SDFA cigar bar.
I mean,
Don't
a pork roll and cheese sandwich station.
Yeah, why
That's
not?
actually not a bad idea.
No, actually,
Don't laugh. I worked an event at Merrymakers down in Seabright.
Oh yeah.
I worked a cigar event down at Merrymakers in Seabright, and I go to leave, and the lady goes, "Hey, you leaving?" She goes, "Yeah. Do you have kids or kid at home?" She goes, "Here you go." She hands me a box. I'm like, "What's that?" She's like, "Oh, like all the guests left, and these are the leftover pork roll, egg, and cheese." I open it up. There's 45 pork roll, egg, and cheese. I'm like, "What am I going to do with 45 pork roll?" I was like,
Eat them. I mean, I don't know. Eat them.
I'll take a couple, but I'm like,
unless you're Dom, then you're not touching them.
no, listen. I just recalled a past event. I have a great idea. This, and you know what? Now we have another sponsorship available for $2,500. You can sponsor the pork roll and cheese bar.
You know what you got to do, Wayne. You actually have to have a table set up, and you have to have it split. There's the pork roll and cheese, and there's a Taylor ham and cheese, and see who goes to which. See, which would be more popular. I mean, that's it.
That's a good idea.
For $2,500, you can sponsor the pork roll.
And for
$2,500, you can sponsor the Taylor ham. Yeah, I love it.
I will personally guarantee that you will get a sponsor for the pork roll one before you will the Taylor ham
absolutely,
one.
Without a doubt.
There's more money up in North Jersey. The Taylor ham guys are going to step up.
No. But no, funny story about at the Grand Marquis.
Taylor, are you listening to this? The Taylor Ham Company.
If you guys had more cameras, it would be so much more entertaining.
We'll have a camera just on a Taylor ham and cheese sandwich. Just
in other news, Fox News is donating cameras to the Blue.
We'll have the drone hovering over to the pork roll station, and next year our video for the cigar bazaars is going to be the pork roll table. You know, so.
But maybe the drone could be the pork roll cam. I mean,
yes. There you go.
The drone can drop
pork roll.
No, but a quick funny story. I was at an event, law enforcement event, several years ago at the Grand Marquis, and then we find out that a young trooper is having his wedding in the other side.
Oh boy!
So we just happened
Showed
to
up.
we just happened to invite ourselves in there, and it was like towards the end of the night.
I mean, how do you not?
Yeah, exactly. So we banged them for a couple free drinks, but on the way out, the Grand Marquis in the lobby, the trooper and his new wife had paid for a pork roll and cheese station on the way out for all the guests. So
God
of course,
bless her.
Yep. So I went out, a couple under each arm, and it was a nice ride home.
Christ, it's
Yeah,
Jason
it's
Bourne.
been since I've been working the wedding events. It's been that and White Castles. Like they'll actually send.
I have
someone
not
out to
had White Castle, but that would be.
I've seen
You've
White
never-
Castle.
wait,
quite a
you've
few.
That's a-
never had
that's a
White
boss
Castle?
move.
No. I mean, walking
I was
out of
gonna
an event.
say,
Oh, White
wait,
Castle.
Oh.
So wait a
My
minute.
birthday.
So,
White
Yeah.
Castle at a wedding?
So-
That's a boss move.
That's-
so wait.
great.
So besides him not eating
Oh,
pork
God.
pork roll,
Why is this going to be about
Dom
me?
only eats White Castle once a year.
No, twice. I will
get
say
out
twice.
of Twice here. now?
So,
Twice?
well, so every year, my birthday, I like to go to White Castle. I pick it up. I sit by the pool. That's my lunch every year. Now, I did drag my wife for that Valentine's thing that they do.
Oh yeah.
Right? My wife hates White Castle.
Wait, pause. What Valentine's thing? White Castle does a Valentine's thing?
Yes. Yeah, white tablecloths, candles, the whole.
Bro.
You gotta make
Yeah.
you gotta make reservations.
Just stop this.
Yes.
I don't. This
Yes.
is no.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
No,
That's a big thing.
Hold on. I got to get Blue researching this. Blue, please search the White Castle Valentine's
Yes.
event.
Yeah.
That is.
It's legit. You can
Oh,
bring
no.
a bottle
He's
of
telling
wine.
you
Yeah.
because this is no joke. Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
They
you.
Holy
shut
shit.
down the inside of the restaurant.
It's shut down to only reservations.
for reservations only.
And it's hard to get the reservations. I'm not kidding you. You got to search to see which ones still have spots open.
Holy Stacy, if you're paying attention, next year, big spender style, we're going to the White Castle.
What are
Yeah.
you talking about?
Tablecloth only.
It is big spending. You've been to McDonald's lately? It's like $87.50 for a cheeseburger.
Well, there go to tariffs. See, here we go. We're not getting political though.
I don't know if they're coming in from overseas.
Of course they are.
Those are American-made sliders.
Blue found it. Blue put the link in the
Right?
comments. Here we go.
Yes.
This is unbelievable.
It's legit.
I've never heard.
It is
Lou,
amazing.
Can you put the stfa.org link in the scroll on the bottom there so people know what the website to go to for the tickets for?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so twice a year, that would be my cheat meal. I'm not a big fast food guy. I try to avoid it as much as possible, But
But he eats mortadella like going out.
that
of
is not
style.
fast food. Mortadella is.
got
That's slow age.
because of the super soda.
But you have
Alpha
to have the
Romeo is-
mortadella with pistachio.
I showed up with pepperoni bread and sausage bread for Christ's sake.
You guys have never been to the White Castle Valentine's?
I have not been to the White Castle.
It's fantastic.
Well, no, I'm a young single guy, but I've heard of that.
You should
that-
bring a
that-
date there.
Yeah. So
Listen, Wayne, this
High pictures
is
available.
a deal breaker. A deal breaker. Bring them there, get a nice little slider meal.
Bring him there.
Bring them, M-E-M. Bring them. Not him. Well, whatever, each his own. But yeah, it's nice. White tablecloths, the whole 9 yards. They go out of style for it. So
Yeah, I think we found it. We're trying to
Yeah, I see it. Yep.
get it up there. Well, no, that's the STFA one. I'm talking about. We're on to the White Castle
we're
thing,
on to
bro.
White
I mean, this is.
there it is.
There we go. Oh, Valentine's Day table.
Hey, look at this.
Oh.
Oh, no.
He's
www.lineofdutycigars.com just walked into the bathroom.
Speaking of, the way he walked into the bathroom, I don't think it was a peaceful situation. www.lineofdutycigars. If you want to shit your pants on the way to the studio, please grab one of our sticks. Thank you.
I'm gonna maybe I don't know. I'm gonna send this to you. See if it comes out.
What do you
Yeah, please don't be sending texts on the show. I mean, dead air is.
Oh, no,
Hold on,
Dr.
please,
Bill.
everybody, watch as Tony just sends text to people. Don't worry about it, dude.
Have you ever gotten a text from Tony?
Yes.
Like hieroglyphics.
Yes,
Try to figure out
Yes.
what he's talking about.
yes. Tony is a.
Tony doesn't proofread.
No, I don't care.
I get a text message. I go, what the fuck does this mean? I look at my wife. I go, you have any idea what Tony's talking about?
I don't think Tony has any idea what Tony's talking about. Let's be honest here.
Seriously, don't.
Tony, no, seriously, bro. Just take your time, bro.
Nah, he's good. He's good.
We're gonna take a commercial break so Tony can find
Oh, this is very important.
I mean, is it really though? Is it really?
I when you see it, it may very well be.
Oh God.
Here we go.
All right. So Dom, more about you.
And,
Go ahead.
Well, wait. Work
Go
on
ahead.
my
If
hang-ups.
you look in the podcast group chat there, you might see what you might want to put up.
Now, I will say my wife would not go with me this Valentine's Day for.
Gee, I can't figure out why.
So I have.
Honey, I made special reservations for us. You're never gonna guess. I
Yeah.
had to call all over to find one that
So
had
if
it.
she's
Where
listening,
White
she's gonna
Castle.
be cursing me out.
She
when I get
doesn't
home
like the
saying,
food, or she was with
She
her
doesn't like
boyfriend.
the food. Well, that.
Don't they have the veggie burger now?
I don't know. Sally got the salmonella ring sandwich, but so now I have an extra day. For me, it's an extra day in the pocket, right? So that's a floater day. It's like a holiday, like a floating holiday for me. So now Valentine's Day is not at the White Castle. I'm still having my birthday there, but I still have a floating day for White Castle. So I got to save it as a special
Floating.
moment.
This is Dom. I got a little window into your world today, bro. Like
I'm weird.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie to you.
I mean, we're all a little weird, but I mean, you have strong opinions on Taylor Ham and pork roll, and you've never had it either way. And now, like,
That's
the
a bold
hot date
statement.
for your Valentine's Day is White Castle.
Castle.
Like this.
I'm easy. You guys are all high maintenance here, and I'm an easygoing guy. White Castle. For
I told you,
Valentine's
we're
is my
kicking him out of the
birthday.
bougie club. That's for sure. He's out.
But tablecloths. Come on, Wayne.
And
It's
table
Valentine's
service
Day.
and
you
a
get the
bottle of
rose?
wine?
You get the rose?
You get a rose, you get everything.
Yeah.
And I bring a bottle of wine.
I'm just saying, you can bring your own.
You can.
There's no stop it. Stop
Yeah,
this. Listen to me. I mean, it's a ways away, but if there is no video of this, it never happened. I need you at a White Castle with the table cover with a fucking bottle of wine, ordering sliders. No, that I need that in my life.
All right. I'm gonna.
And will you bring high pitch? Yes or no?
No, it will not be my date.
All right. So bringing this full circle. Let's go around the table for plugs. And nobody give Tommy's because he's here, and I'm gonna cut him off anyway.
Go ahead, Wayne. Give us a plug.
What do you got coming up? Even if it's besides this, what do you got? I know you have a lot of stuff you guys are working on. So
Well, again, I appreciate the invite today, and the main thing is our 8th annual Scotch and Cigar Bazaar, the STFA Foundation. It's our our biggest fundraiser of the year. We have our golf outing in September. I believe it's the third Monday of September at Matitaconk. That sells out in like 2 days, so a little more exclusive. But this is, I think we talked about. We have non-cigar smokers coming to support the men and women, and it's just a great night. $250. You're getting more than that.
you're getting your money's.
You're
getting more
money's
than your
worth
money's
by
worth.
by
My
far.
God, are you getting
By
your money's
far. Again, Harry does a great job. The Grand Marquis. I mean, they just put out a great product, and we're just so thankful for the support from our brothers and sisters in law enforcement, other first responder groups, business and industry, and even a bunch of civilians that we've become friends with over the years come and support, and it allows us to support our men and women that put their lives on the line each and every day, and again build the the police brand and the trust back in the community with some of the community events we do, the Toys for Tots and things for hunger and things of that nature that really gives our profession a great name and a great look at the communities in which we serve.
Yeah. What do you got?
Well, I'm going to give a cheap plug, obviously, out to Patriots to Leaf, something near and dear to my heart, something we do for veterans and first responders and those in need in the community. Like I said before, talking about tomorrow's event, it's going to be a great event down at the New York City, down for Fleet Week. Big shout out to Gene Wu, U.S. Marine Corps veteran, retired. Going to be a great event. There's going to be food trucks there. We're going to do the whole the meals for veterans and stuff. Also coming up, we are doing something with Red, White, and Q in Greenbrook, another veteran-owned
Barbecue spot, right?
Barbecue spot.
Yep.
Marine-
Awesome
Fantastic.
food.
Marine Corps veteran-owned. We are doing an event through our Patriots to Leaf Restricted Fund again, June 29th. We're going to do like a Feed a Veteran event. So we're going to go out there. We always send plenty of our members from the Patriots to Leaf. Mobile Cigar Lounge will be out there. And we're going to be doing a veteran event. And we have a little special surprise on some chocolate cigars that are going to be
Yeah.
for
And,
that
and
event.
if you're a veteran that's out there, you're interested to go to info@patriotsoftheleaf.org. Send us an email.
Yep.
And
Got the link up on the screen.
Thank you. info@patriotsoftheleaf.org or just
Even though I only have 2 cameras, I mean, I
Only
still
have 2
managed to get the
cameras.
link up on the screen.
yeah, check us out. If you're interested in joining, you can reach out to us. We'll get you squared away at one of our lodges
4 lodges.
Four lodges, and South Lodge is Camden, Cumberland County. So if you're down there near Philadelphia, we got you covered too. It's a great group of people that are in the organization, and
A lot of camaraderie, like we talked about.
Camaraderie.
It's a cigar community, so
if Wayne joined us, I mean, we must be okay.
Pretty good. I was going to go with pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah,
maybe one day Tom will join, but we're waiting.
Oh,
to see him.
speaking of Tom,
waiting for the Staten Island chapter.
Yeah, good luck with that.
speaking of www.lineofdutycigars.com, if you're not smoking with the pigs,
we are in stock,
Dude,
correct? Correct, Tom? We are fully in stock again. Line of Duty cigars. My personal favorite's 470. You share it with a friend. Comes to 470 first responders killed in the line of duty.
Mine used to be the Grunt. The Grunt was my favorite, and I went to the Unknown. The Unknown is that's phenomenal.
Yeah,
I like that one a lot.
That's good. I do have a secret line of duty cigar that was never manufactured that I still have one of. He's looking to making the face at me.
We're gonna do a taste test on the show.
Yeah, but
maybe he'll work you in sometime around June when we have 4 cameras. You know what I mean?
We need 4 cameras for that. Maybe 6. Rocking the Bronx today, there, Tom. Look at them. Nice.
Yes, the big Bronx guy.
All right, so Tony, you got any plugs? What are we doing?
No, I mean Dom gave us our plugs. I don't think we got anything else.